Hey everyone, welcome back to Ryan Makes Sense. I hope that you are doing well so far in 2024. Today, we're going to be looking at one of the top stocks in 2024 listed by, I forget if it was JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, um, Morgan Stanley, one of those companies listed ticker symbol VZIO, Vizio, as one of the top stocks for 2024. If you are a loyal, lovely subscriber, you would know that I actually did a video on this company back in 2023, probably September, October, November, one of those months. Just looking at the bottoming of the stock and just kind of looking at the upside, which was a lot of opportunity. So I want to go a little bit more in depth. I want to actually use some more advanced technical analysis techniques that I love, and I'll show you guys as well so you guys can experience that. We'll also look at updated numbers, updated projections, look at different supports and resistances, see where the stock could go, and see where we're at. I do own a position in my long-term portfolio, M1 Finance. I also own a long-ish term in my Robinhood account challenge. So I do own a position in this, so I'm biased, but yeah, we'll look at the good and the bad and the ugly and leave no room for anything else. So without that, let's jump on in right before you subscribe and hit the like button. And leave me a nasty comment or dislike. Thumbs down. All right, let's go. All right, so we are looking at Thinkorswim right now. I had to take myself off video because it is so laggy. This is not Vizio, but let's go to Vizio now. VZIO. All right, so we're looking at Vizio now. You guys can see my screen. Let me zoom in for you. So a couple things I want to do here. We're going to call 482 the absolute bottom. So we're going to make an assumption here, and we never want to assume. But however, in this instance, we're going to just go upon our lives as if that is true. So what I'm going to do here is go from the highest high, which is 28.8. Excuse me, sorry. To 482 here. That's 525. Right there. Okay, so this is called a Fibonacci arc, and essentially what we're looking at now is I think we're going to see Vizio kind of trail sideways and potentially get to maybe 10, or it stays around a $7 level. And I say that, let me just, we can do this. So here is our one of our supports right here. And some resistance. There's a lot of resistance, I would say, right there. So what we're kind of looking at now is a range where the stock could be bouncing in and around for the rest of this year. And it will act as support. These rings will act as both support and resistance depending on where the stock could go. So if we go and look at the daily, all right, so for example here, we have a huge gap right here at $5.60 some cents. Will that get filled? I do not know. However, let's look at what I'm seeing here. So right now, I currently see a bull flag. So basically, here's our support, but the flag is more so going to be like this. Sorry about that. So here's our flagpole. Here is our flag, like right there. So again, here's our flagpole, this long blue line, and here's our flag. This is a bullish chart pattern. So this could potentially lead us to the next level up. That's just an opinion. If we start doing micro charting, which is on the daily 4 hour, 1 hour, 30 minutes, 5 minutes, 1 minute, etc., we can start to find patterns. So right here, the first thing I want to do is I want to look at one of the lowest lows before there was a lot of volatility and a drop. So I went here and these act as support because you can see this candle butted up against it and closed up. This bounced right off it, came up. This bounced off it. The next day came back up. This just collapsed right through it. And if we fast forward right here, you can see this candle touches it like it is a resistance, like, oh, I just touched it, I want to go back down. Comes back up. Now this candle right here jumps on top and it taps it as support. This candle falls right through it. This next candle right here taps it as support. The next candle here says, oops, I'm gonna touch it and I'm gonna fall back down. And now it's acting as resistance, 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 resistance. So this line right here, the stock needs to try and continue to break it. What we're also seeing, and I'm sorry for just kind of going on tangents here, is a cup and handle. So we have our cup here. Here's our cup. You can see me making a U shape. Handle. This acts as a handle, and I think the handle could get all the way to 670. And so this would be about a projected price target, and we take the height of the cup, so the left side and the right side. I'm going to go with the average and just call it 720. Let's call it 720. Minus 482, and that brings us to like $2.40. So I think we might hit $9.40 some odd cents sometime this year. That's just my guess. Based off of what we're seeing on the daily chart, monthly chart, there's a lot of wide openness like we just looked at. Lot of room for play here. Exactly what I'm showing right here. So now that we've looked at the chart and you guys kind of see my thought process there, I'm back. Let's go to FinViz. And we're going to look VZIO. All right. And we can also see on this pattern here. Sorry for my camera, guys. This is a brand new, it's a phone camera. We can see a falling wedge here breaking out. RSI has been following this for quite some time. And this was all old data that I had charted. Yeah, that's right. So looking here, we can see the sales kind of, it goes up to the right, then it lags down. So this could be one of those situations where it's take a step, 2 steps back to take 4 or 5 steps forward. Well, that's only hindsight. So our EPS here is also, again, we see positive up here and then it just goes tanks under and now it's back to 0, which is good. So a step in the right direction. They make 1.7 billion in sales. They're profitable. Excuse me. Insiders have been buying. It looks like institutions have been buying. Shares outstanding is up to 194 million. That's crazy. So they continue to add shares, which is a form of dilution here. So not cool. However, the shares available to the public are 69 million. So take that for what you will. No debt. Recommendations 1.4, meaning it's pretty good stock. The current price to value means that this is very expensive. Like this stock should not be trading here. But the forward PE saying in the future, given the stock's current forecast given the stock's current data points, this it'll be a little bit cheaper in the future. However, it's still overvalued. what needs to happen, in my opinion, is more sales, better gross margins. Their gross margins right now are 19%. Tech companies like this one should be a little bit higher, in my opinion, but again, they have costs. Everyone has costs. So we're going to just quickly look at my calculation, but I also just want to see insiders really quick. Only sales. I don't like that. Insiders have been selling, it looks like. And again, their profit, gross profit's actually up. Total revenue is continuing to go down. Look at this. They had $2 billion in 2020 in revenue, $2.1 billion in 2021, $1.8 billion in 2022, $1.7 billion so far in 2023. They have not released their Q4 data yet. So just a heads up. Oops. I want to see if they have a date. They don't. So probably like December, January, February, March, we'll get an update on their Q4. So not bad, honestly. And then let's look at what institutions and hedge funds are doing. Okay, institutions own 27.6%. That's new data. Old data shows 23. So institutions have been buying. It's up 3%, which is good. Just waiting for my computer. Okay, look at this. Look at this. No huge drop-offs. And it's pretty consistent right here. So that drive down to $4, I think it was manipulation, unfortunately. Look at the big money. Big money never really sold out. So Wellington started a position, Amtran decreased, William Wang decreased barely, looks like probably sold some for taxes. Avalon Capital barely decreased. But overall, the institutional ownership is greater than what it was in previous reporting. So it's about 3% higher, which is good. So that's good to know. I think the next resistance is going to be around $10, but my more focused price target's around $9.40. So if I'm like, okay, I want to ride this from where I'm at now, because I purchased this back in $5 and $6, and I think taking my money at $9.40 and letting this thing figure out where it's going to go would be a good idea. Or I could just let it ride for a few years, you know. But I want to do now quickly my calculation that typically gives us stock prices of what the stock price should be. So really quickly, they make they have $1,470 million in market cap. They do 21,300,000 in sales. They do 1,710 million in revenue sales. Sorry, I might have said that twice. I meant income for 21 million. Okay, now we're going to go down, add cash, remove debt. They have 215 million in cash, which is pretty good. So plus 215 million, 500,000. They have total debt they have zero debt. That's nuts. That's freaking nuts. They have liabilities. I guess I'll just count that. I normally don't, but okay. So total assets is 906 million. Total liabilities is 485 million. So assets dwarf liabilities 2-1 here, which is freaking fantastic. Oh no, it's almost. I'm sorry, almost. 485 times 2 is around 960. So almost assets almost dwarf liabilities 2-1, which is awesome. So that means they have twice as many assets and liabilities. And then now if we take this for a conservative stock price divided by 118,100,000. Conservative stock price is 28. And if we take the same number, divided by 69,210,000, $49 stock price. So that is quite insane. The highest stock price target we have is $31, and that is from Wells Fargo. So again, the stock could get up there. And the only reason I say it could is because there's only 69 million shares available. So I think supply and demand. So I don't think it'll get there this year, but however, I do think this is a good company to have in your back pocket. Again, I do own this one. If I wanted to be bearish here, I would obviously attack their sales. Their sales are going down. Thinking about how they are going to grow from here. I mean, I have a Vizio TV, so I can see some of the stuff they're doing. Such as you start your TV, you go down to your SmartCast, and the first app they recommend is Netflix. So I'm sure they have some type of partnership with Netflix where if they sign up to Netflix through Vizio, they get a cut, etc. So, and I'm sure Vizio has agreements with all of those streaming apps. Like, hey, if you want to be on our SmartCast TV, we have over 1 million, 2 billion TVs in circulation with our app. With your app on it, you got to give us some money. So I don't know what their agreement is. I don't know if it's per pay per subscriber or flat rate. So yeah, that's just me spitballing. But I do think Vizio does need to get creative with how they want to grow in the future. I think there was some rumors that they wanted to start their own streaming service, but I can't be for certain on that. But yeah, this is my update for you guys on Vizio. Overall, looks good, in my opinion. Bear case, I think this goes back to sixes, 681, 674, and that would be the cup and handle on the daily, possibly. So if you guys made this far, consider subscribing, hit the like button. I'm sorry if my camera's all out of whack because I think it is. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you soon. Bye.